everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills. I am coming to you this Saturday on a pre-recorded video. So, you are not watching me live, but go ahead please and comment, say hello, all the normal stuff, and I will definitely be popping on and checking if you have questions and things about this. So, today I am going to do, I talk about casing, copy and stamp everything. Normally I make changes. Well, my best friend Travis Balslar, she created this card that, I'm hoping I can make mine look half as good as hers. So my original intention, and I did tell her I was going to copy this, just so you know, I definitely want her to have credit for the design. But my original intention was to make it slightly different, like I normally do, and I made an attempt. So here's the card that I made similar to hers, and it's pretty. But if I can get the one like hers done, hold on to your seats, because wow, it's amazing. Okay, so I am going to be using for gems, this is the Blooming Pearls. I'm going to be using the Autumn Leaves stamp set. I'll be using this and this and this. And I will be using the dies. Now, some things I have pre-cut out somewhere. I have them pre-cut out, some of the veins, but I'm going to be doing something with the leaf stamp, and I am going to have to cut that out, which the die is right here. Okay, so that is where we are. I'm also using sponge daubers, some pieces from the, I believe these are an online item. It is called Naturally Gilded. It's white and vanilla with some gold, and blending brushes. And the ink pads I'm using are Pumpkin Pie, Wild Wheat, and Boho Blue, because that's what she used. So let me clear this up and we'll get started. Okay, I'm back and here we go. So I am going to start out trying to make mine as pretty as hers. So I'm going to take my blending brush in Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to start off, and I'm going to start just coloring this in. Look how pretty that is. And it's just going to, you can decide how much, this piece is too big. You really need like a 3x3. It's just the size of this was really all I needed. But this was what I had pre-cut out, so I figured I'd use it. So now I want a little bit of some of it darker and some of it lighter. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one, but I'm going to do it in a little bit different direction. And there we go. So that one's got that for Pumpkin Pie. Then I'm going to take the Boho Blue and I'm going to blend that in. Oh, uh-oh, whoopsie. Watch what you're doing, Carrie. There you go. And I don't mind this. In fact, I kind of like that there's a little bit of different shade in that. And you'll see why in just a minute. Well, in a few minutes. So for this one, I'm going to go up and down like I did the first one. And you can add and blend as much as you like. But I'm going to leave it like that. So I've got these two, and I am going to cut those out with this die for the leaves. But before I do that, I am going to start coloring. Now, this is a piece of Very Vanilla. I have ink all over my fingers, so I'm hoping I don't make a mess here. This is Very Vanilla, because it's a very nice fall color and because it's what Travis used. Let's be honest. So I redid this, so I'm hoping that I said I am copying my friend Travis Balslar. She's my BFF. You guys met her when I did, I introduced her to her as my best friend just a week or so ago on one of my posts. But I did ask for her permission to do this, so you know. And you know, when I case things, I like to switch them up a bit. I might be repeating myself. I think I am. Okay, let's hope that I did. I'm not used to pre-recording. I'm really not. But I'm working on it. Okay, so now I am going to take the image of the leaf, and I'm going to start with a sponge dauber and some pumpkin pie. And you don't want to rub this because I found out the hard way, which I should have known. I'm going to move this so I can see it a little better on the white. Flip that over. You know, these get old after a while. I mean, they just do. It's a sponge, right? So you're going to want to not rub, or you're going to end up rubbing them out. Then I'm going to take some of the boho blue, and I'm going to add that in. Trying to see where I did not get any ink. And then this is going to seem a little bit strange, but it's what Travis did. It's like WWTD. Because I can say that because she's a strong Christian woman too. But I mean, it's like, what did Travis do? Let me do that too. So I'm going to add just a little bit in there of the wild wheat. Then I'm going to take my card front. Again, this is very vanilla. And I'm going to huff on that, which means blowing some hot air on it to re-moisten everything. Look, isn't it beautiful? It's really pretty. Now, the next thing you want to do is you need to clean your stamp. And I forgot to grab my stamp cleaner. Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. So you can use the oh, what is it called? You know, the pink thing that turns all dirty. But, and I do have that, but I still use my spray and my stamp cleaner because I really like it for cleaning fast and cleaning into the grooves. So that is the big step. You must clean in between each leaf, because now I'm going to start with another bunch of color, right? So I'm going to keep this handy because I don't want my leaves to be identical, but I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to start with my lighter color, and this time I think I'm going to put more of the orange kind of running through it and up like that. So it's a little bit different than the last one, but I don't want too much blue when I put, oh, I just tucked this in the blue. Did you see that? So now I am having blue in there. Oh, that's not good. And see what happens after a while? So I'm going to have to grab another one because I rubbed it too much. So I have to grab another one of those before we make our next card. So let me grab the blue, and I'm going to add some blue where I was going to add some orange or some wild wheat. So when I say don't rub, I'm not kidding, especially if your daubers are old like mine. Mine are old. Okay. So you don't have to be perfect. And I'm going to let this one go off a little bit like that. So see how they're a little bit different? In fact, this one almost turned a little bit green because it went over some of the orange. Now I have to grab another sponge dauber. Okay, while I was paused, I did go ahead and clean the stamp again so that we can try it again. I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the pumpkin pie back into this one, and I did grab another sponge dauber. So I'm going to try and do what my original plan was, to have more of the orange kind of going like so and up one side like that. And I don't want to make it go away this time. So there's that. Then I will grab more of the boho blue, and I'm going to add that. And then I want to grab the wild wheat and put it in a few places. Oh, I really want everything to go into that blue, don't I? I think that the wild wheat kind of looks like where the leaf is really starting to dry out. So that's why I kind of wanted it on the edges. But I think I want to make sure that this has enough of the pumpkin pie going through it. So there we go. I want that color. And this one, I'm going to flip that way. Isn't that fun? Like 3 different leaves. I just think that is so cool. So I am done with these inks. So again, that's boho blue, pumpkin pie, and wild wheat. Then I have used the basics. These are the ones that you can get online. There's 3 of them, the basic embossing folders. And I numbered mine. It's really funny. I numbered mine, and Travis calls this one her number 2 also. I don't know what her 1 and 3 is, but anyway, look at how pretty that is. Isn't that just, oh, it's so pretty. So that is going to go over the top, but I don't want to glue it down yet because you can see the glue, right? So I don't want to do that. So now what I'm going to do is, remember these? I want to cut those out with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm hoping these are small enough. These are bigger than, I think I might not be able to fit them. Nope, they'll fit. Cool. All right, so you guys know that I love my cut and emboss machines. I just love them. Now, I probably could cut these out at the same time, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to slide this in here. And I'm going to go ahead and let this one be totally half and half. Let me see if you guys can see that. So, kind of made it totally half and half. Not perfectly half and half. Don't get excited now. Perfection is not me, right? So even this is beautiful. I will do something with this. I've done something with some of the others. I'll have to show you. But look at how pretty that comes out as a leaf. Isn't that pretty? And that gold leafing, it's not really leafing, gold metallic. It just looks really pretty on there. Now this one's a little bit different. So this is where I need to decide how do I want it to look. So I think this one is going to be kind of like so, with just a little bit of the the pumpkin pie color in there. So now I have that leaf. And again, this is pretty. I will do something with that. All right. So now I have all of those. Let me straighten out my advertising. I guess that's the best thing to call these. This is where you go shopping, MemoryINKers.com. In case you did not know that, I have a lot of new followers in September. So I have something planned for you. So if you watch my page, but you are not yet a follower, you may want to go up. And it should be right under my banner to the right. There should be a thing that says follow. Click that. You might also want to, and I always forget where it is, but there's a place on there for you to receive notifications when I am live or when I post, if you want to do that. But I would love to have you follow, and you'll see why in a few days. So just trust me on that. Okay, now I'm going to stamp a sentiment. Now this is a really cute die right here, and it does come out of this set. It's this one right here, and it does have stitch. There's also this one, and then these just make stitching lines into something, and a little tiny word one too. But anyway, those will fit these awesome sentiments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Memento ink. And you know, for some reason, I always do my Memento ink upside down. I like it because then I can, because you don't want your Memento ink to dry out. So I'm going to stamp this towards the top of this pre-cut die. And then on the other side, so it says, I'm thankful. And then this side says, to have you as a friend. Which is so perfect that my friend Travis, who is my BFF, made this card that I'm casing, because I am so thankful for her friendship. She is just always there for me. I hope everybody has a friend like that. Okay, so now we're going to go back to these little pieces. And remember, I cut these out. I have stuff everywhere, don't I? Typical Carrie. So I pre-cut these out. Now, I'm going to zoom in to see. I don't know if you can tell on the video, but this one is upside down. That's where I'm going to put the adhesive. When you cut, it sort of makes it so that, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the difference here, but if you can, oh, that might work. See how this one is sort of dented in, and this one is all pretty. So this is your back, and this is your front. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of these. Now, I'm going to zoom back down. There we go. And I am going to use my liquid adhesive. And I have my pen ready because this one is tired. It's been well loved. So I may need to poke it. You guys keep a pen handy to poke these? There are other ways, I know, but this is what I use, is a pen, to just sort of poke it and get the adhesive started. I don't want too much because I don't want it to squirt all over the place. Just kind of want to make sure I get all my ends tacked down. And if I squeeze too hard, yes, I could have cut these out with the and put the two-way adhesive on the back. I could have done that, but I chose not to because these are so delicate, but they take up a lot. So I figured this was less wasteful because I'd be wasting a lot of that adhesive paper, and I'm cheap. Y'all know that. If you watch me, you know I am so cheap. On some things, on my crafty, I'm very frugal. Let's leave it at that. Now I did not do the tails yet because they will get glued down in a minute. So here they are. Now I have to decide what one goes on what one. I think that this one calls for the wild wheat. So I'm just going to take it and line it up. I'm hoping I'm in camera. I think I should be. And I'm just going to line that up so I have the vines for that one. And then this one is going to get the boho blue leafing. Don't these look pretty with the color for the, instead of just a, you know, I mean, this is kind of a brown, but it's got a bit of a green tint to it. But yeah, I love the way these look. And if you're worried about getting adhesives, this is another trick from my friend Travis, is put your silicone mat on it and then press. And that'll help it adhere without getting glue all over you, which is nice. So now I am going to hold this in place, because remember I said I'm not gluing this down yet. So I'm going to decide before I start to glue what's going to go where, so I will know where to glue them down. Now I want them to hang over, but I want them to be able to also go into the envelope, right? You want your envelope to be able to seal. So watch that. See, that's over a little bit. So you're going to have to pay attention to where your vellum piece is going to go. So now I know I can put a lot of adhesive on the back of this, because this is bumpy, this vellum piece, and I want to be sure that it sticks. Put a little bit there on the tail. And then I didn't put it too close to the edges because I wanted to make sure that I didn't put adhesive on those tips yet. And then keep that in place. You know where you're going. All right. And again, you kind of want a lot of adhesive, like I said, because it's got to go into this this piece. Now that's a lot on the tail, so I'm going to wipe that off a little bit. So now I'm going to watch where that's going. Okay. So now I know where those are going to go, and I know that this is going to go on dimensionals right there. So this is where I will take this and I'll hold it in place so that I know where that is. And I can see, if you hold it with the lighting, I'm going to see if you guys can see that. Can you see how I can see where the leaves are? So now I can put a lot of adhesive back here to hold my vellum in place and not worry about it poking through. And I can put a little bit on these tips here and where my sentiment will go. Now my sentiment is not really stuck down. It looks like it is, but it isn't. Now I can see these leaves are a smidgen over. You can trim them if you want. I'm not worrying about that little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and take this again and just press like so. It's a great tip, Travis. Thank you for sharing that. And then I'm going to put my sentiment on with Stampin' Dimensionals, of course, as soon as I find them. Okay. I only have black, which is fine, but I'm going to use the white ones. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on here. 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. This is why my glue gets stuck. See that? I get busy, especially when I'm doing a video, and I don't stop and I don't put the cap back on. So there is the card almost done, but we got to add some bling, right? And these colors, I think Travis used gold, the gold ones, but I think I might use these just because I really like them a lot. So we're going to put one big one up there and then a small one. I got 2 stuck to my fingers. Tricky. That was tricky. Put one right there and then this one right over here. But there you have it. Did I not tell you this card was just beautiful? Now let me show you again my facsimile. And I think they're both kind of pretty. Let me zoom in for you in case you guys want to do a screenshot. There you go. So I did use a different sentiment on this one also, and I used a different background. That's I think it's called Falling Leaves. It's in the annual catalog. But those are my cards for today. totally copied this one from my wonderful BFF Travis. So if you like this bundle, the Autumn Leaves bundle, it is so worth it, you guys. You're going to be able to use these winter, spring, summer, fall. I just believe it. You might, even winter, you might want to say, oh, I don't know about winter, but look, that could be a tree in the winter. So could that. So you absolutely could use it all year round. But this is in the current mini catalog. The suite, I think the paper, it's due back, but I'm not 100% sure it'll be back on Saturday when you guys see this. But I think that's the only thing that's back order isn't a real thing anymore. Currently unavailable. So anyway, you might want to go check that out. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Thank you so much for watching my pre-recorded video here on facebook.com/MemoryInkers or on YouTube, wherever you're watching me. Again, I am going to be having a prize drawing in very soon for people who are currently following my Facebook page. So make sure, if you're unsure, go up there to the right, just under my banner with all the pretty Stampin' Up! Cardstock and samples. There's a button there that says follow. Click that, and then when the post comes, you'll be able to say that you've done it. It'll make sense when it comes, but trust me. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Bye.